año 2000 cuando un nuevo concepto de acción política saltó al escenario. Se trataba de las denominadas revoluciones de colores. Este peculiar proceso social derribó ese año al gobierno de Serbia. En 2003 volvió a conseguir derribar otro gobierno, esta vez en Georgia, mediante la denominada Revolución Blanca. A esa revolución siguió la Revolución Naranja en diciembre de 2004 en Ucrania y a inicios de 2005 la Revolución de los Tulipanes en Kirguistán, que también acabó con la caída del gobierno. En todos y cada uno de los casos de estas revoluciones de colores se había puesto en marcha la misma metodología. Primero, se desprestigiaba al presidente creando la sensación, incluso entre muchos de sus seguidores, de que no tenía ya ningún futuro. Segundo, las fuerzas contrarias al gobernante recibían un respaldo masivo de los medios de masas y de influencias extranjeras. En tercer lugar, la revolución no apelaba directamente a ninguna ideología, sino que insistía en valores como la justicia o la libertad que podían ser asumidos fácilmente por las masas. Finalmente, se conectaba al presidente con un poder que resultara odioso para la población, como por ejemplo haciendo referencia a Rusia. Todas y cada una de las revoluciones de colores fueron presentadas como movimientos espontáneos del pueblo, cuando en realidad detrás de todas ellas se encontraba la mano y la fortuna de George Sorros. En apariencia, la labor de Sorros era benéfica, porque ayudaba a ahondar el abismo entre Rusia y las distintas regiones que se habían desgajado tras el final de la Unión Soviética. Muchos incluso leyeron con optimismo las revoluciones como un paso hacia la democracia occidental. La realidad, sin embargo, era terriblemente distinta. Incluso se podría decir que pavorosamente distinta. Se trató únicamente de presentar como una revolución popular no violenta lo que en realidad era un golpe de Estado provocado desde fuera de las instituciones, con un respaldo masivo de medios de comunicación pagados y con la mano apenas oculta de Sorros tras las bambalinas. De manera nada sorprendente, una de las áreas del mundo donde la aversión hacia Sorros resulta mayor hoy en día es precisamente entre naciones del este de Europa como Hungría, Rumanía, Polonia o Macedonia.
It's just a symbolic, silly thing.
Yes, but
if I know this is here with you, then I'll feel better and stronger to fight this.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear participants of the 80th Golden Globe Award ceremony, the award was won at a special time. The Second World War wasn't over yet, but the tide was turned. All knew who would win. There were still battles and tears ahead. It was then when the Golden Globe Award appeared to honor best performers of 1943. It is now 2023. The war in Ukraine is not over yet, but the tide is turning, and it is already clear who will win. There were still battles and tears ahead, but now I can definitely tell you who was the best in the previous year. It was you, the free people of the free world. those who united around the support of the free Ukrainian people in our common struggle for freedom, democracy, for the right to live, to love, to give birth, no matter who you are, no matter where you are from, no matter who you are with. The struggle for the right of the new generations to know about the war only from movies. The First World War claimed millions of lives. The Second World War claimed tens of millions of them. There will be no Third World War. It is not a trilogy. Ukraine will stop the Russian aggression on our land. We will make it together with a whole free world. And I hope that all of you will be with us on the victorious day, the day of our victory. Slava Ukraini.
The story of the last 12 months is that sooner or later, having exhausted all the other options, we give them what they need, from anti-tank missiles to HIMARS to tanks. And so if that is the choice, sooner or later, then for heaven's sake, let's give these weapons sooner. It's absurd for Western supporters to keep asking the Ukrainians, as they were pressed at the Munich Security Conference, how long is this going to take? The answer to that question is to a large extent determined by us. It is a fine thing that we finally promised tanks, but there is no conceivable ground for delay in getting them to Ukraine. We need those machines, Abrahams, Challengers, Leopards, to make a real difference in real time in the next few weeks, not next year. It's admirable that we're proposing to train Ukrainian fighters to fly NATO fast jets. I hear the caution of my honourable friend. But it's curious that we're doing this before we've even taken the decision in principle to give them the planes. Let's cut to the chase and give them the planes too. And if the House was in any doubt about the urgency of increasing our supply of equipment to the Ukrainians, it is becoming ever clearer that China is preparing to arm the Russians.
We need a military strategy for Ukraine to gain a decisive advantage on the battlefield, to win the war, and a political strategy to win the peace. To win the war, Ukraine needs more artillery, armoured vehicles and air defence. So now is the moment to double down on our military support. When Putin started this war, he gambled that our resolve would falter. Even now, he is betting that we will lose our nerve. But we proved him wrong then, and we will prove him wrong now.
What you are about to see is a nuclear war simulation based on data collected and processed from the International Atomic Energy Agency, the United Nations, information publicly available from the Central Intelligence Agency, and other declassified sources. The purpose of this simulation is to provide a visualization of the global consequences of a nuclear war between the Russian Federation and state members of NATO. Even though simplified to a great degree, it shows in a clear and realistic way the outcome of a nuclear war. Based on recent geopolitical events, the software used on this simulation has considered Russia to be most likely to begin a nuclear war. Time is accelerated to simplify the viewing of the events, and they are divided into 3 stages: nuclear war, nuclear fallout, and nuclear winter. Simulation ready. Declassified mode activated. For context, population of nations engaged at war. NATO member states have 944 million people. The Russian Federation has 145 million people. Stage 1, Nuclear War. Elapsed time: 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, 11 hours, 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours, 15 hours, 16 hours, 17 hours, 18 hours, 19 hours, 20 hours, 21 hours, 22 hours, 23 hours, 24 hours. Total global casualties at 178 million people. Losses of nations engaged at war. NATO member states have lost 9.1% of their total population. The Russian Federation has lost 62.9% of its total population. Stage 2, nuclear fallout. Elapsed time: 3 days, 6 days, 9 days, 12 days, 15 days, 18 days, 21 days, 24 days, 27 days, 30 days. Maximum radiation levels recorded, shown by degrees of latitude, in REM units. Total global casualties at 186 million people. Stage 3, nuclear winter. Elapsed time: 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, 9 months, 10 months. Minimum temperature recorded, shown by degrees of latitude, in Celsius degrees. Total global casualties at 548 million people. End of the simulation. Stand by. Conclusions. During the stage of nuclear war, only the engaged nations were affected directly, and casualties were limited to military facilities and cities targeted as part of tactical and retaliatory attacks. On this first stage, we saw the highest number of deaths in the shortest amount of time. During the stage of nuclear fallout, irradiated material in the form of dust was carried by wind currents to every corner of the planet, causing deaths related to radiation sickness, and setting the stage for a nuclear winter. Deaths in this period increased relatively slowly. During the stage of nuclear winter, the presence of dust in the atmosphere dropped temperatures worldwide, causing mass deaths of plants, animals and people, who could not adapt. Mass famine during this period resulted in the largest amounts of deaths for the entire nuclear conflict. The conclusion of this simulation is that no country on Earth will be safe in the event of a nuclear war. The policy of mutually assured destruction is truly mad, and we must push forward initiatives to avoid the proliferation of nuclear weapons, and to reduce existing arsenals. Thank you for watching.